country is in the grip of a massive recession. The government is about to introduce a nationwide smoking ban. It appears to be a fabulous time to open a music and comedy club. That's what we did. We bought a dirty little backstreet pub in Stockwell, and we started to make change. When we first bought it, the back room had a broken pool table in it, some dartboards, and a couple of cunts drinking Fosters along the side of the bar. We threw away the pool table, ripped down the dartboards, took out the bar, put the price of the Fosters up by 50p, put jazz on a Sunday, and the cunts fucked off. We put an advert out on Gumtree, and we asked, is there any amateur comedians out there that want to perform? And so they came. Comedian after comedian after comedian for 12 years. Tens of thousands of comedians have performed on our little stage. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have managed to find some of the original comedians from 2008 and 2009. And let me tell you, back in the day, we had some names: Joss Widdicombe, Rob Beckett, James Acaster. Some fabulous names appeared back then. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we've got none of them. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got them here. They're going to do 5 minutes. No, that's too much. We're going to give them 1 minute of concentrated comedy to entertain you at home. If you're watching on YouTube, I need you to join in. I want you to send messages of love. Let them know what you think of their act. Send thumbs up. Do some clapping. Let them know what you think. You can do it. I've got the comedians in the dressing room with Shirley. Let's have a look and let's have a wave from you guys. Oh, guys, that's them. They're the ones that are going to entertain you. You're the audience at home. You're watching on YouTube. I want you clapping, screaming, shouting and whooping, making as much noise as you can. Bang on the wall, stamp on the floor, slap your husband around the face to make some clapping noises. Make as much noise as you possibly can as we welcome to the stage the acts one after another. The first act, ladies and gentlemen, was the very first act ever to appear on our stage. The very first. Comedy Virgin. So please, comedians in the dressing room, start the clapping, start the cheering, start the whooping. Clap till your hands are blurred. To the Cavendish Arms. It's the amazing Mr. Mike Rivers.
Yeah, Mike.
Great, thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. Yes, the first ever Comedy Virgin. So what I thought I'd do is I'll do a routine from 12 years ago, okay? Now, I resurrected this especially for tonight. Now, I do warn you, it involves a bit of audience participation, so that would help sort of raise our spirits in these strange and uncertain times. It starts with a bit of poetry, and I write all my poems in this little notebook. I call it my book of poetry, and look at that. That's poetry in motion. Right, so here we go. I was born in the 60s. I know it's hard to believe. I was born in the 60s. Things were different in those days. No mobile phones or colour TVs, iPods or duvets. But in times of great danger, one thing we had then, of course, was a friend to protect us. I speak of a special horse. Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome him to the stage, the hero of my childhood, a champ from the black and white TV age. Bear with me. Here comes that four-legged equine force. He needs no introduction. Champion the Wonder Horse, Champion the Wonder Horse. Hello, everyone. Yes, it is I, Champion the Wonder Horse. I'd just like to say that the other day, a friend asked me if I wanted to go out for something to eat. And I said, hey, that's a good idea. Yeah, don't worry, I won't be long. So we'll get on with the song now, and I want you all to join in, okay? All join in with the actions now. Here we go. Like a streak of light flashing across the sky, like the swiftest arrow whizzing from a bow, like a mighty cannonball, you'll see him fly. I hope everyone's joining in, but I know this is Zoom, I will know if you're not joining in, all right? See him fly, you'll get out in everywhere you go, gallopy gallop. The time will come when everyone will know the name. Champion, the Wonder Horse. Champion, the Wonder Horse. Thank you very much. I'm in my rivers. Good night.
Hey, come on, if you watch on YouTube, send him a message. Let him know what you thought. Watching that, the first ever act that performed on our stage at Comedy Ventures 12 years ago, I'm surprised we bothered keep going. Despite that, we did the fabulous Mr. Mike Rivers. Come on.
Hey, mate.
We're going to bring the next act to the stage now. We're going to do it with energy. We're going to do it with noise. We're going to do it with clapping, cheering, whooping, shouting. I want you to clap until your hands are blurring. Come on, comedians. Let's show it. Anthea, I can't see you. That's it, Mike. Come on, let's see those hands going. Please welcome to the stage the fabulous, the amazing, the wonderful, the brilliant. It's Anthea
Yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Anthea NEAGLE, and luckily I've got no S's in my name, which will be a good thing as the set successfully progresses. Story about regret. 15 years ago, I got offered my dream job, absolute dream job. I got offered a job to be Mark Owen's personal assistant in his dressing room on his solo tour. You all know who Mark Owen is, right? He's like really successful, well-respected British musician. And the trouble was, my boss wouldn't let me have the time off for me to go and do it. I'm like, no. You don't understand. This is Mark Owen. This is Mark Anthony Patrick Owen. On the 27th of January, 1972. Mary. His dad is called Keith. His car was a white Ford Fiesta. His first job was at Barclays Bank. He had a pet iguana called Nirvana. And in the 1994 Smash Hits annual, it said that he loved women with nail varnish because it shows they care about themselves enough to do themselves up now and again, but they weren't so self-obsessed that they had to look perfect all of the time. That's so me. Please, an actual job. But no, she didn't. She wouldn't let me have the time off. And now I find out that during that time of his career, he had a little bit of a drinking problem and shagged anything that moved. That could have been me. I'd have moved a bit. But no, not to be. No child support payments from him. So lockdown is really shit. Thanks a lot, Israel.
Come on, make some noise. If you're watching out there on YouTube land, send her a message. Let her know what you think. Give her a thumbs up. Tell her if you're enjoying it. Did you like her comment? Come on, it's interactive. It's not passive. I need you all joining in. You can do it. Let her know what you think. Comedians, when you get the next act, make some noise, clapping, cheering, shouting, whooping. Wave your arms around. Let me see you. Come on, guys. Mr. Noises, welcome to the stage. This man, I last saw him, I think, in a car park halfway up the M1, I believe. Mr. Rob Thomas.
Yeah, I thought you promised not to mention that, but never mind. So yeah, the Cavendish gave me a start, didn't it? And then I became a sort of pro comedian, started getting paid. And then the big one is when you get reviews. I had one of my best reviews from the London Evening Standard. It described my act as a triumph. and it described the other two acts as a Ferrari and a Lexus. I've got some of the reviews here. Here's one. Here's one I got. It said, yeah, there was an air of expectation when Rob took to the stage, one which soon evaporated, as it became clear his entire act would constitute solely of reading out reviews. A few more here. The idea that an audience would swallow the conceit that reviewers would write reviews about him reading out reviews was patronizing in the extreme and did nothing to endear the audience to his act. It soon became clear, this one, it soon became clear that I, as a reviewer, was in an awkward position, as I knew that by the very act of writing this review, I would be providing Thomas with more fuel for this bonfire of his own vanities. This one, I felt sure at this point that Thomas would obey the comedy rule of 3 and stop there. But alas, no. Leaving me to wonder if there was any part of Thomas's set that he had actually written himself. Although his opening gag about retro car types got a warm response and showed some sharp writing. Actually it says sharp writing, but I think it's sharp. That's me. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thomas, give him a round of applause. Send him some love. If you're watching on YouTube, type some messages. Let him know. What do you think? Send him some clapping. Send him some emojis. Don't just sit there. Tell him what you thought. We need some feedback. All of us. We're in rooms on our own. We don't know what's going on out there. We need help. We need you to tell us. Come on. Don't be lazy. I'm going to get another act on. I'm going to do it now, and I'm going to do it by getting everybody to clap and cheer and shout and woo. Make as much noise as you possibly can as we welcome to the stage the amazing, the wonderful, the brilliant Mr. KEIF GWINN.
Good evening. It's my first time on stage for 3 years since I did improv last, and at least 8 years since I did any kind of stand-up. So let's see if I remember it. I looked down the other day and realised I've got fat man's genes. Worse, so's my dad. My granddad, he's fat too. My great-granddad, he's dead. You know what this means? I'm going to die too. I don't want to die. I've got a reason to live. I like it. I like my life in a nice, safe, predictable course, like a roller coaster. Ups and downs, twists and turns, using money to jump the queues. But like a roller coaster, occasionally some people get tossed off, yes, like that. But I'm more talking about all those little scared first-timers who conquer their worst fear only to have it happen, accidents that are the bane of theme parks. This is where I support both literal and figurative safety nets in society. I was once kicked off a ride because they thought I was too large and my seat wasn't closing properly. After the humiliating disembark and walk to the exit, everyone on that ride watching my sorry fat ass walk away. They then had to sit there for another 10 minutes before they gave up and closed the ride, meaning I was first in the queue to the hot dog stands. Fuck you. I don't like being lied to, and I don't like being sold overpriced sugary water and being told it's inspirational. I don't like ever more elaborate toothbrushes designed to scrape that sugar from my teeth. And I really hate when NHS dentists go private as soon as their books are full. I mean, why does everyone think we're made of money? But what I really hate, is that dream I have where I've got the teeth of a shark and a hunger for carrots, and all I can do is peel them. Go, that's it. Good night.
Come on, give a round of applause. Once again, if you're watching on YouTube, this is not like watching television. I need you to get involved. I need you to be typing as much as you possibly can in support of these fabulous people. Let them know what you think. Send some emojis, do some clapping, do some thumbs up. I'm going to get another act on stage. I'm going to do it roundabout now. And I'm going to do it through the medium of asking all the comedians in the audience if we can have a look at them. Can they all put their arms above their heads like this? Let's see you. Come on, and slowly, like this. We get faster and faster and faster and faster. And Addo, yeah! Yeah! Welcome to the stage, the amazing OGDEN! Come on, Joe!
Go on, Joe.
Thank you so much. I haven't performed stand-up comedy in 4 years. I moved to Cornwall and we don't have such a thing as comedy here. So I took up spoken word, which is as much fun as it sounds. I'm going to share one of my sillier poems that I wrote last year for you, and hopefully that will fill my minute. So thank you. The poem is called My Shitty Gritty Little Kitty. My poor little Mornington is having problems with her bum. It's gruesome, it's gross, and it's making us both glum. I'm not quite sure of the cause of it. Seems she's struggling to squat. She wibbles and she wobbles and gets poop all on her bot. And the poop is lightly sprinkled with litter from her tray, like a shitty kitty version of Ferrero Rocher. It gets on her bum, on her tail, and even on her paws, and the next thing I know, she's wiped it on my floors. Her terrible toileting traumas are a cause of great distress, and I'm spending so much time cleaning up her filthy mess. I don't know the last time you tried to wet wipe your cat's ass, but they really aren't that keen. It turns into quite the farce. Elderly and diabetic, unsteady on her feet, and now we have her bottom issues with which we must compete. She smells quite bad. It makes me sad. Yes, it really is a pity. Despite all that, I love my cat, my shitty, gritty little kitty.
Where was it? Cornwall, I think she said.
Cornwall, yeah.
Cornwall! Come on, send us some love. Type her a message. Let her know what you think. Don't be lazy. Type away. You can do it. Do it now, quick as you can, and I'll get the next act on. Are you ready, comedians?
Yeah!
Are you ready, YouTubers?
Yeah!
I can't hear them, but we'll get them on anyway. Let's get the next act on. Start this. I tell you what, I'll get this, like. Most of you came to Comedy Virgins, did a few years, moved on. Some of you carried on doing comedy in bigger places. Some of you stopped doing comedy. But this man has kept on coming. We've known this man for 12 years. He supports us. He performs. He also comes and watches. He'll come and watch. He doesn't always perform. He's been a real stalwart. We love this man. This is the amazing, the fabulous, the wonderful, the brilliant. And he's Irish, so he's the closest you'll get to a holiday this year. It's Mr. Brendan Donoghue.
Hey!
How you doing? My head's actually got bigger, as you can see. I didn't think that was possible, but there you go. Taking up half of the room now. But this is not much of a talk to you about, you know, I mean, a lot of people, they do the internet dating these days. But I remember years ago when you used to have to go down to a nightclub and you'd have to dance, didn't you? No dancing, you know, it's not very easy to do, as many fella will tell you. Heel clicking is about the best you get out of the average fella. But the thing is, what always interests me is that you'd be down there, you'd be dancing away with this vision of beauty in the nightclub, and all of a sudden somebody would have the idea of putting on ultraviolet light. Now, I've never come across a human being that looks good under ultraviolet light. In fact, my vision of beauty would change from the vision of beauty into the creature in the deep. So she'd have luminous teeth, purple lips and Chernobyl cheeks. And if you have a dandruff problem, the last place you want to be standing is under an ultraviolet light. Let's tell you. Before the days of Head and Shoulders, you know, status quo would come on and be like a blizzard. Anyway, but it was interesting because I was there one night. I was down a nightclub and I was talking to this woman, and she was so good looking. She looked good in ultraviolet light. And after an hour of chatting her up, she turned around to me and she said, "I just want to be friends." And I said, "Hang on a minute. I've just bought you 10 cans of Strongbow and 15 packets of pork scratching. You want to be friends? That's a hell of an investment. I'm looking for a bit of return on my investment, a bit of bootay, whatever that is." I heard it once in a song. And but she turned around to me, she said, "Look, you have a nice personality. Unfortunately, it's the rest of you that have to shag." Which is a bit rude, isn't it? That's a bit rude, anyway. Especially from your own cousin. You know what I mean? I have an inbreeding joke on a Monday night. As I say, I don't know why people turn their noses up at inbreeding. If it's good enough for the royal family, surely it's good enough for you. And on that note, I leave you. Thanks very much. Good night.
Brandon. Let me know what you think. Come on, let me know. Send me some chat. Send me. Type it. Let him know. Just tell him. What did you think? I'll tell you one thing. I'm looking at all these faces of people I haven't seen for 10 or 12 years. We've all got older. Those of you who don't know him might be looking at Brendan and thinking he's got older. But honestly, he hasn't. He looked that old 12 years ago.
The same.
That old.
Yeah.
Brendan O'Donoghue, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, well played, Brendan.
Come on, let's get another one on. Okay, the next night, ladies and gentlemen, I remember doing the Comedy Virgins back in the real early days, and there was about 7 people in the audience, including me and this lady. Please put your hands together for clapping, with cheering, with whooping, with shouting, with joy for the fabulous, amazing Gemma Layton.
Mercedes, actually Mercedes Benson. That's what I've come on as today. You might not have an unusual name, but I do. When I was growing up, Mercedes was quite an unusual name. I'll kick back at my mum because I got picked on. I kicked back at my mum when I was 14. I was like, Mum, why do you have to call me Mercedes? Yeah, all my friends, they got normal names like Amber and Tisha. And she says, you are lucky. If you was conceived a week earlier, you'd have been called Asda. Myself now, I've got Darren Liam Courtney, and my Courtney is so clever, right? She is. We was watching an educational program the other day, and she actually broke my heart. She really broke my heart. We was watching Countdown, and she gets this this word, yeah, pride. And I'm like, well, Courtney, you cheated. You only stuck 2 letters in front of my word. And then she's like, Mum, you don't spell eyes like that. And I'm like, come on. Do you know what? When we was at school, we weren't teach proper like what you is. And then, Mum, don't be obtuse. Don't be calling me fat, Courtney. But I have been trying to get it better. So I've been doing this literacy course, right? And the teacher, what he's teaching me, what he's learning me, he is fit, Christian. He is fit, my teacher. And I think he likes me. Because after the other day, after class, we was waiting outside, and I said to him, Christian, I'm going Lewisham now. And he said, Mercedes, I'm going to Lewisham. And I said, so we can go, Christian, but I'm only going as far as the clinic to get I'm going to Lewisham. It's a preposition. I said, I ain't prepositioning you, Christian. The nurse. Mercedes Benson, this has been lovely.
Mercedes Benson, give a round of applause. Come on, send us a clapping, cheering, shouting, whooping, typing, emojis, everything you can possibly throw at it. Come on, you can do it. We're almost to the end. It's almost time for the last few acts. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Start the clapping, start the cheering, start the whooping for the grand, operatic, melodramatic, very extravaganza of a man. It's Mr. Adam LARTER.
LARTER. Okay. And they're off. Doritos there with hula hoops, not far behind. Hula hoops actually taking the early lead there. And of course, Walker's Prawn Cocktail is following not too far behind Doritos. It's coming on quite strong there as they take the first loop. And then they're coming up behind Knick-Knacks. Knick-Knacks takes the fence. Knick-Knacks there takes the second fence. But of course, Mini Cheddar's doing very well, and it's neck and neck with Mini Cheddars and Doritos now. And then out of nowhere, it couldn't be. Yes, it's the latecomer. It's Pringles. It's Pringles coming on. Photo finish. And there we have the winner. It's Pringles. They're taking the Cavendish Cup. And of course, they're going to pose with their trophy. Pringles, you did a grand job.
Better than Cheltenham.
That's it. ANTHEA.
Thank you.
Mr. Adam LARTER. Let me know what you did. Thumbs up. Do some clapping for him. Do some cheering for him. If you're watching on YouTube, whether you're a comedian, whether you're an audience, I have a message for you. We've been doing this for 12 years. We were set up to give musicians, comedians, burlesque artists, poets, aspiring performers somewhere to perform that would give them a start. We've been here for 12 years. About a week and a half ago, we had a look at the accounts and we've run out of money. Absolutely run. We're not going to be reopening. We won't be able to unless we raise some money. We started a crowdfunder thing. I don't really understand it. I said I could just walk around London with a bucket and ask people to put money in it, but Shirley said technology is better. We've set up a crowdfunding page. We have to raise £20,000. We're already thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds in debt because of the, being closed down. When we reopen, we won't be allowed to have as many people in as normal, and we'll have to have more staff. Costs are going to be great. We'd like to stay open. We've raised in just under a day, we've raised £4,500. We need £20,000. If you've ever loved performing at Comedy Virgins, if you've ever seen a comedian on the telly that you like, there's a good chance they started out with us. We're the beginning grassroots comedy music. Please give us some money. I normally just keep talking for as long as I can about money and buckets and crowdfunding, and eventually Shirley will have enough and she'll just turn it off so that I can't do it anymore. But until that point, I'll just keep talking and talking about money and buckets and crowdfunding and comedy and virgins.